Google have some really ambitious ideas for Stadia, and they see it as the next big thing in gaming. They're basically attempting to do to the gaming world what Netflix has done for home video. Now, not having to spend hundreds on a new gaming console or PC and still being able to play the best AAA games may sound like a dream come true, especially if you're just a casual gamer. But Google have been very misleading with all their announcements so far. So before you go and pre-order Stadia and make the mistake of selling your console, here are just 5 things I think you should know about Stadia. Right, so the first thing to talk about is this whole Netflix comparison. Ever since Stadia was announced, everyone's been calling it the Netflix service for gamers. Listen, this is not true. Okay, the only comparison really is that you can stream content to multiple devices. Google Stadia is not the Netflix service for gamers. It's more like the Amazon Prime Video service for gamers. You see, with Netflix, you pay a monthly subscription, and including your package, you get to watch whatever content Netflix upload to their service. So any movies, TV shows, documentaries, cartoons, it's all included. With Stadia, just like with Amazon Prime, they give you a certain amount of content for free, but if you want the really good shit, you got to pay for it. Now, someone tell me whose bright idea this was, to actually charge everyone a subscription fee and then on top of that make them pay the full price for the game. And yes, I know they're gonna say that you're not paying for the console, but there are problems that are included with not paying for the console. I mean, you don't have a physical device, so you have to rely on your internet. So if you've got problems with your internet, there's no gameplay for you. The next thing is, how much is the game actually going to cost? Because they're saying it's going to be the same price that you'd pay on other consoles. But the thing is, if you're buying the digital copies on other consoles, they can be quite expensive, especially when you're buying them on the release date. Obviously, if you wait until there's a sale, you can get them a lot cheaper, but a brand new game, when it's just released, can cost you around £50 or £60, whereas if you buy it on disc, you can usually pick it up for around £35 to £45, depending on where you're buying it from. At least, you know, that's how it is in the UK anyway. I mean, they have said that Pro members will get a discount when they're buying the games, but they haven't actually said what the discount's going to be. For all we know, it could be something as little as 5%, which really isn't shit. I mean, this is really just quite a bad idea. Right, so now let's talk about the games that you're going to be paying full price for. Now, I've seen a list of the games coming out, and you know, they are, you know, pretty impressive. There's around like 40 games confirmed, 40 or so games confirmed, and the AAA titles include things like the new Ghost Recon game, The Division 2, Doom Eternal, so you know, some pretty heavy hitters. But there's a lack of exclusive games. Now, when I looked through the list, there were only 2 games that stood out as being possible Stadia exclusives. One's called Get Packed, which, you know, it looks okay. I mean, it's not a AAA game. It's something about, you know, packing up to move out or some shit like that. You know, it's one of those games that if you saw it going cheap in a Steam sale or PSN sale, you might pick it up. It's not really one that's going to make you give up your Xbox or PlayStation to go and check out Stadia. The other one was Gylt, or Gylt, however it's pronounced. Now, this one actually looks pretty decent. This is really the one that caught my eye. It's the one with the little girl that's running away from all the monsters. Now, this looks great, but after reading, some interviews on some other websites, it doesn't actually look like Gylt is going to be a Stadia exclusive, because, you know, when I looked at the interview on PC Gamer with the creative director for the game, it doesn't actually sound like it's exclusive, because he said that it's going to be available for everyone to play. Now, I don't know if this is a timed exclusive. Maybe they don't want to like risk people not playing the game and losing a hell of a lot of money. Because let's face it, Google haven't really given everybody enough information to let them run out and sign up to Stadia. So any developers who's only going to put out the game on that platform after spending all that time creating it, yeah, I think they'll be pretty nervous. Right? So maybe it's a timed exclusive for Stadia and then it's going to come to other platforms, but at the moment it doesn't really look like Stadia as any exclusives. So now the next thing is, what will you be able to play Google Stadia on? What devices will it be available on? Now we already know that you'll be able to stream from the controller through to your TV via a Chromecast, which is available as part of the Founders Edition. But what else can you play on? So I had a look on the Stadia website at the frequently asked questions, and this is what it says. At launch, we'll be supporting Pixel 3 and 3A devices, phones for mobile gameplay. More devices will be made available in the future. However, purchasing games and managing your content can be done from any iOS 11 Plus or Android M Plus device that can run the Stadia app. So allow this to sink in for a sec. Basically, it sounds like at launch, unless you have a Google Pixel product or a device that's running Chrome OS, you're not going to be able to play on Stadia. This sounds like a load of shit to me. I mean, in one of the other announcements, they did say that it will work through the Chrome browser. So, I mean, they're not saying that any other devices are supported at launch, but I know you can get Chrome browser on iOS because that's what I use on my iPhone and my iPad. I mean, I'm not going to use Safari because it's shit. Chrome's my favorite browser. That's what I use. So, I mean, I would assume that it will work on iOS, and I would assume that it will work on other Androids because there are people who love Android but they're just not interested in the Pixels at the moment. So, I mean, are they saying that it will only work on their devices? Are they trying to upsell their other devices just to make more money? Because one of the biggest attractions from this whole Stadia announcement was that you don't need a console. So if they're saying that you don't need a console, you just need a Google product, I'm sorry, that just sounds really shitty to me. Right, so it's a new service. Everyone's got a lot of questions about it. The best thing to do would be allow people to try it before they buy it. You know, put up a beta which would last you a couple of days, maybe 3 days, a week. Put up a game which no one's got any chance in hell of completing, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you know, the game they love showing off in every single demo. Or even better yet, put up the demo for a fast-paced shooter like Doom Eternal, the one that I really want to see how that's going to work when it's streaming and all the servers are being hammered. But instead, Google have decided to not put up a beta at all. They just want us to spend £119 through blind faith. What? I mean, they do have a test which you can run on the website, which is going to check your internet connection and tell you the quality of service you're going to get, but nothing is quite like stress testing it when you got everybody from every country that is going to be available who's actually interested in Stadia, you know, just playing it at the same time and giving it a proper stress test. That's what we need, but for some reason it's just another thing that Google aren't using their common sense with. The final thing I want to mention is actually kind of a good thing. At the Ubisoft E3 conference, it was announced that Uplay Plus, which is Ubisoft's subscription service, will be coming to Stadia. Now, this will basically allow you to play a wide range of Ubisoft games as part of a monthly fee. So we're talking the Far Cry games, Assassin's Creed, Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, The Crew, loads of games. They've got a pretty impressive catalogue. Now, this gives you more options. And I like to think that maybe you can sign up to the Stadia base service for free and then sign up to Uplay Plus to enjoy the Ubisoft catalogue. Now that wouldn't actually be such a bad idea. So now we get to the big question. Is Stadia the future of gaming, or is it just a ripoff? Now, I don't think streaming will be replacing reliable hardware anytime soon, but the service we all thought Google was offering sounded like a good one. You know, the service where you pay a monthly fee and get to play as many games as you want at no additional cost on any device. But the more information I find out about Stadia, the more it sounded like a ripoff to me. And they're just starting to sound like a greedy corporation who just want to bleed our wallets dry. Am I going to pre-order the Founders Edition? Probably. and that's just so I can do a tech review on the release date and, you know, test it out properly, try to answer some of the questions that Google won't because they're too busy trying to sell Google products. But best believe I will be selling that special edition controller the moment Stadia Pro is available to everyone else. Now, did I answer all your questions on Stadia? Leave a comment below if there's anything else you're trying to find out about the service. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell, as I will be uploading more videos on Stadia closer to the release date. Also, check out some of my other videos and don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video useful. You can follow me on Facebook at Big Hardcore Gamer and on Twitter at Biggie Hardcore. Thanks for watching.